Well, I have been on this health kick thanks to Dr. Ian Smith and his book, Plant Power. And I got this one page open because it's about the warm up. And joining me is Dr. Ian Smith to help us find 3 things to get us on that healthy journey again of being in a healthier life. And it all starts with a warm up, doesn't it, Doctor?
It always starts with a warm up. Before you exercise, before you play any sports or anything, you should always warm up. And so, yeah, it's interesting because there are obviously lots of things we can do to change our lives to become healthier. But I wanted to focus on 3 things. And the first thing I want to focus on is fuel. How do you fuel your bodies? And I say fuel instead of food because I think people really need to look at the food they eat as fuel. You want to give your body the optimal fuel that it can have in order to operate and perform at peak. And so often when we're making choices of how we're going to eat, we are choosing bad fuels. We're choosing highly processed, high fat foods with no nutritional value whatsoever, high sugary foods and drinks. And so I think the first thing that people need to do is think about their fuel. Once again, I'm not saying you have to be perfect. No one's perfect. I eat pizza, I have some cake, I eat everything, ice cream, but it's about doing things in moderation, choosing most of the time to make better decisions, eating more whole grains, eating more colorful fruits and vegetables for antioxidants, getting more fiber, reducing the red meat, maybe not eliminating completely, but really reducing that red meat, increasing your omega-3s through fish, through supplements. There are all kinds of things that you can do as far as fueling your body that can make a difference right away.
And you said it right there, Doctor, and that is not cutting everything out. I think some people, when they think about, having to change their eating plan, they think they got to cut everything out and eat a piece of celery, and that's going to help them. But that's not the case. You just said right there. It's just taking a look at what you're doing and to pretty much question what you are eating, correct?
Well, I think that's important. I think that people have to understand you can't be obsessed with always doing the right thing. I mean, life is life, and you got to still live life. And part of living life means not always doing the things that are healthiest or the best decisions. But overall, the net sum is that you want to do most things well, which leads me to my next thing, which is movement. Number 2 on the list is movement. I mean, it's very simple. Notice I didn't say exercise. I didn't say workout. Movement. Moving your body, whether it's exercising or working out or playing sports, but the movement is where we are lacking, particularly as we get older. And it's the movement that will keep our bodies finely tuned, will keep our heart, our cardiovascular system, our heart and lung combination, will keep them operating well, will keep our muscles toned. We need good muscle tone to burn more calories, to prevent falls, to increase our stability. We don't move enough. I think that people should be moving or being physically active at least 30 minutes, 4 to 5 days a week of moderate intensity activity. But by the way, you don't have to do it all at once, Brad. In my books, I always talk about breaking it up. 15 in the morning, 15 at night, or 3 10-minute sessions throughout the day, but you got to get it in.
Yeah, and I think, Doctor, you said something right there. Movement is so important. I think what we hear from people is like, oh, you know what, my legs hurt, so I'm going to just sit here and rest and just, hang out. No, it's about getting up and moving them. And you said, especially as we get older, we hear about people, I'm too old to move. We got to stop that, don't we?
Well, absolutely. Our bodies are like sports cars. One of the worst things you can do for a sports car is to let it sit and not run it and not drive it. That's the worst thing you can do because it starts breaking down because it's not being used properly. Same thing with our bodies. Our bodies are the greatest sports car ever built. And when we are sedentary and not moving, then our body starts breaking down internally.
All right. Third thing.
Third thing is, this is going to catch you off guard. Relax. Relax. We do not spend enough time de-stressing, doing things that we enjoy. I know we're busy. Everyone's trying to pay the bills. We got family schedules. I get it, trying to get promoted in your career, but you have to take time for yourself to just relax. It could be walking in a park. It could be gardening, listening to music, watching a streaming show on one of these platforms. But we don't spend enough time allowing our body to decompress by getting into things that make us happy, make us feel good, and bring us pleasure.
I like it. I like that. That's one of the things right there. But I do have to ask you, doctor, how are we supposed to relax when we got Wolf Point right here and this whole drama going on? You can't relax after watching this, reading this book and getting ready to watch the series and stuff. How do we relax with this?
Well, the idea is in my books, I like to get you revved up and get you turning those pages late into the night. And then once you're done, then you can relax.
And speaking of that, this is the latest one, Wolf Point, that you have out. And I know we talked about this before, but this is getting turned into a series, right?
Yes, we are in mid-stage of development of turning it into a TV series. So hopefully in the next 6 or 8 months, I have an update as where we are on that. But next June, the next edition of this Ash Kane series is coming out. It's called The Overnights, which is about a TV anchor war.
I can't wait to read that. I know we mentioned a little bit. I can't wait. So both books are amazing. There they are. It is, of course, Plant Power and Wolf Point, all the other ones. Doctor, and tell them where they can find out more information about everything we've talked about and, of course, getting your books.
Sure. My website is Dr. Ian Smith. And my Instagram account, you can ask me questions on and direct message is at Dr. Ian Smith. Make sure you spell the doctor out, I-A-N Smith.
Perfect. Doctor, it's always a pleasure talking to you.
You too, Brad. Much love to you.